JT and Low. Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rap. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low.
We are back, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Let's go.
Listen, man, we getting deep in this thing, man. I'm learning stuff and everything, you know. Some of the stuff he makes great points, but, you know, I don't think I'm ready to just jump over there and, you know, be like that. So we're going to get right back to it. Angelo, go and drop that question on him again, bro. Yeah, we got some crazy comments.
Yeah, let me read those real quick because I gotta remember what I asked. Republicans exported more factories and jobs than any Democrat. Look at the entire record from Nixon to 46. She said she's never been a Democrat, for your information. Your money is determined by the monetary system that rules the world. Those are the facts. American chief export is primarily entertainment. Our market is based on capitalism. America's consumer base. Even the current tax plan that is set up to increase is still based on Trump's tax plan. U.S. Treasury Janet Yellen technically running the U.S. finances. It amazes me not every time you hear a black Republican, they always want to attack anyone who doesn't share their beliefs as either not knowledgeable on a Democratic plantation, less intelligent, less concerned about their income. They never acknowledge that they are on the same plantation on a Republican white supremacist plantation. All right.
Let me ask you this from the rookie politician side. When you're talking about, you know, in your home and everything, are you talking about tax breaks? Are you talking about tax increase? What do you mean by that? Because most, you know, people work and they make money, but is that what you're speaking of in regards to it?
Yeah,
as
speaking of that issue, well, I'm getting taxed on from my paycheck or from my retirement check. The less you get taxed, the more you bring home, period. The more you get taxed, the less you bring home. I must rather have more in my pocket if I can make determinations of how I'm going to spend my money versus having the government tell me that we're going to tax you at this rate, we're going to continue to tax you at this rate because we're trying to support every social cause there is. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry?
Or the Ukraine.
My whole thing is this. Everybody have their opinion about where they stand. If you want to talk about a plantation system, we can talk about the welfare system. Nothing but a plantation system in itself. So your opinion is yours. That's why you call it your opinion. So if you don't agree with me, that's great. Do what you've been doing. I decided to do something a little different because I was looking for a different result. Because as they said, the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
So you felt like you got the result?
I feel that my results during that term, I was seeing the results. My 401 was doing much better. My property value was doing much better. It's not this inflated crap because everybody out here running had to pay $500,000 for a $300 house. We're not doing these types of things because it's going to wreck the economy eventually. But I saw more in my financial outlook during that time, and I can definitely tell you it's not here now.
So she said the Republican Party set the tax base, and that's a good point because the things that it appears that you're defending in terms of the Republican Party are things that they created in the first place, and a lot of things the Democratic Party tried to change, but it always goes against a pure fight. And so it's like they make it seem like they're doing the right thing, but they're the ones who caused the problem in the first place.
Caused the problem. So we don't think the welfare state is a problem. That wasn't created by Republicans. It wasn't. By Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Yeah.
So we can all point fingers about what everybody has done. We can point fingers about what everybody has done. None of them have did anything that has been useful for any of us. I'm going with the path of least resistance, the path that works for me. It may not work for you, may not work for those people that's listening. That's great, but it works for me.
Okay.
But when we want to talk about the internal revenue issue, they're also the ones who helped you come up with other social policies like Social Security, veterans status. They've created quite a few good things as well, no different than Democrats have done. Everybody have their hallmark issues. But my question is that you can create all the hallmark issues you want to create, but what effect is it doing? What is it doing for the common person? So while we're sitting here talking about social issues that have been created, every social issue takes a tax dollar, does it not?
So based on the common person, right, and it goes to the earlier statement about the limitation of what the president really does and does not do, most of these issues come from your local governments and your Congress and your House and those things. And if we're voting, and I've asked the question, do you vote Republican across the board?
And that's why I said no. I vote who I believe is going to be in my better interest. There have been some Democrats I voted for. There's a young lady here in the state of Georgia who's in favor of school vouchers. The state Democratic Party gave her all types of grief.
Yes,
she
they
converted
did.
to Republican. But when you poll Americans, black Americans, over 72% are in favor of school vouchers. It gives you a choice. Do I want to send my child around the corner to the school over here, or I have an opportunity to send my child to a school over here? Because that tax dollar should go with that child. It shouldn't just go to this local school. It gives you opportunity. Those are types of things that we need to be thinking about, whether it's Democrat or Republican. What opportunities are we creating? A lot of our black schools, and I just dealt with this with my stepson. Here's something amazing. Do most of you all know that if you go to school to go get a trade, they pay you while you're in school to get the trade? Do y'all know that? Go to trade school.
Sure.
They will pay you to get a trade. We're not even telling our students this. We're not even incentivizing them to do things of this nature. Why? Don't know. But it's coming from both sides of the aisle. But now there's something that's being pushed.
It's coming from what they've taken out the school systems.
Yeah, but it came out of the school system under what president? When we first started getting defunded. They started with Carter, and then Reagan went over and defunded it even more so. So both parties have done it. That's why I don't worry about your social causes as a Democrat or anyone else's. I'm worrying about my financial causes. Because neither one has done anything to advance anybody. Government is in the business of making money. That's what it's in the business of. It's not in the business of being in your house. It's amazing how so many people want to sit back and blame the government, but you turn around and put your hand right back out for the handout. So how are you going to criticize what you're accepting in your other hand? I'm just telling you, try to do it yourself.
Good point.
Number one said the Republican Party and the Republican Party tax base is and was set to benefit wealthy white men. The chief beneficiaries of the welfare system has always been white people. Look it up.
They're the largest
B.
part of the
Marsh
relation
lined
base. That's
in.
why.
B. Marsh said, why did he credit the GOP with Social Security? Social Security was implemented by FDR, a Democrat.
And voted on across the board by both parties. It was put into existence by FDR, but there was a Republican Congress that created this issue as well. You did not have just a Democratic House at that time. This was something that was negotiated by both parties. So just because he signed the bill didn't mean he created it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a situation like Jacksonville, Florida. So in other words, he has done everything on his own. All right. So you have a situation like Jacksonville, Florida, right, where we witnessed a guy come here and shoot up some Asian salons or whatever you call them, and they immediately created a bill for them.
Pacific Islanders.
They created a hate crime.
A hate
hate
crime.
crimes.
Key word. Thank you. Hate crime. But what do they call him? The guy who just murdered them people in Florida. What do they call
Yeah,
him?
they're saying they're looking at it as a civil rights violation.
Yeah.
Civil rights violation. What's your thoughts on that from your great Republican governor down there? This Satan.
Well, the Senators didn't create the laws there. They just, of course, the laws is there already. That's number one. You're talking about a person who committed himself once, and he was having delusional issues. So that's the governor's fault that someone who has delusional issues goes out and kills somebody. It's just heinous regardless. We want to assign blame to everybody, but we don't want to blame the shooter. He decided to get up that morning. He decided to put on the
Well,
tight
you blame
vest.
you definitely blame the shooter. You blame the system because the ability to still go purchase a weapon. You know, that the flaw in the system. But the fact that they won't even call it a hate crime when everything surrounding him was
sit here and say
involving
this.
hate.
They did call it a hate crime, even the sheriff down there. I was in Florida on Saturday when
The
this
black
happened.
sheriff did.
Yeah.
But they're not calling it a hate crime. They're calling it a civil rights.
That is what is considered a hate crime. It's a civil rights issue.
There's a hate crime bill. There's
That's
a hate
correct.
crime. Not
There's a hate crime bill, but it falls. That's where your civil rights issues are at.
But the thing is, if
and the
if
people
you
who
go
were
out and
reporting
kill,
the case while I was there Saturday, they all were saying this is a hate crime.
but the thing is, if you go out and kill 7 Asians, 7 gay people, it's considered a hate crime
immediately.
But if you go out and kill 7 black people, it's
And I'm asking
considered
you,
a
I'm asking
civil
you this
rights
question.
violation.
I'm asking you this question: did this start on Saturday?
No, but we just ask your opinion on the whole thing.
No, the reason I'm saying this is because we want to lob it in on people today. But we've had all these politicians that ran the same gauntlet all these years when these things were still happening then.
Oh, we've been running it.
So my whole thing is that why are we just going to throw it at someone's feet now? If we're going to throw it at anybody's feet, throw it at everybody's feet.
Well, we are, but right now, the most recent thing that's happened is
I
what
understand.
happened in Jacksonville. So that's what we have to use as a point
I
of
understand,
reference.
but my point is that we keep saying
Because that governor has quick to jump in and break down all these everything black he wants to take out of school systems. He wants to jump in for all the stuff that he wants to make effect. But now you have a chance to show that you care anything about black folks at any shape, form, or fashion. Here's your chance to make a statement, and his statement is just the opposite. He's
What
not
was the
making nothing.
okay.
It's nothing. It's a civil rights thing, and that's why they booed the devil out of him the other day because he has nothing to say.
Because you may not hear what you wanted to hear doesn't mean that doesn't mean.
What did he
he's not
say?
affected.
Okay, what did you hear that made you feel like he said something that's supportive of black people? He could right now say we're gonna commit this a hate crime. He could do that right now. He could do it right now.
First,
But he
can't-
won't- he
you
wouldn't-
can't
he
do
wouldn't
it.
touch
Now,
it.
that would be the legislature in the state of Florida that will have to do it. Number one.
But
number two,
he
just
did it.
because
Go ahead.
just because you may not hear what you want to hear doesn't mean that there's not action taking place. No one knows. Give it an opportunity because you just never know what may come up in the
Because
Florida
we
State
see
House.
we see what he has no problems doing up front. We see he has no issue with it.
That's fine. But
So why
you-
not take
but
this
we're
issue?
only making again an assumption that he doesn't
It's not
care.
an assumption that he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. That's not an assumption, is it? I mean, he hasn't
It's,
done
it's
it.
been 4 days. You had Saturday, Sunday. Today is Tuesday.
How
You
long,
cannot
how,
create
long,
the bill.
how long did it take him to call it a hate crime for the people at the salon?
It was more than 4 days.
It was immediately.
I mean, and I
was
think
immediately.
what is like 2
They
weeks
call
the
it
law
egg
was
cram
passed.
because- excuse me?
The law was passed, wasn't it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, it's been 4 days, so we don't know what the outcome is
he,
going to be.
but I get what you're saying there. But just for him to come out and say it, he won't even say it.
That's on him to say yes or no.
Let me ask you
That's
this:
on him.
Would you
But
vote for him
I don't know enough
if you
about
was in
the South.
Florida? Oh, okay.
I know
No,
enough
no.
about him. I wouldn't vote for him.
And at the end of
But
the
I
day,
definitely won't vote for him.
it's still going to be this issue. Like many folks have the nerve to say the last election, I voted for the lesser evil.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. Yeah, a lot
so
of
does
people
that
said
make
that.
those people wrong for voting for the lesser evil versus voting for what may have been a better candidate? You only got 2 choices. If it was him and Joe Biden again, hell yeah, he's going to get my vote. There's no way in the hell I vote
Who?
for Joe Biden.
The same
But
would- the
DeSantis
same
would
would
get
get
my
your
vote.
vote?
You
Joe
would vote for
Biden definitely
DeSantis?
would not get my vote.
Wow.
Definitely would not.
What were you in Florida for?
I was at the beach chilling,
Okay.
relaxing, having a good time.
Oh, okay.
And
You
just
would vote for him for real?
I just told you I would, because I already see what Biden has done for me. What has he done?
Well, he ain't taking Black history out of schools.
Whether he's taking Black history out of school, whatever the case may be, he's still, in my opinion, a better candidate than Joe Biden is.
Wow.
The same man who has the nerve to tell you, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He's going to tell you why you need to vote. Same man who stood on the House
y'all
floor
know
who
he
said
said that
something
in
about
jest.
busing.
Y'all know
That
he said
wasn't in
that
jest.
It
Well,
wasn't
you-
jest. It was on,
well,
it was on,
you
it was on
can-
Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, you can say that it was
Right.
in jest.
Come on, everything on Jimmy
Well,
Kimmel is
let's go
comedy.
back to Noah Lyles when his comment that he made earlier then. Maybe he made that in jest. But it could also be his real feeling and his real sentiment. And this is the same man who said he was against busing.
If you look at Joe Biden's
Look at his
past,
record.
it's fucked up.
He has not did a vote. He hasn't even created a bill that did anything for any nationality, white folks included. So why would I vote for someone who's been in Congress 52 odd years and hadn't did a thing for anybody?
He's put
And you
more,
can make
he's
those
put
comments.
More, he's put more black and female judges than any president prior to him.
And
That's not-
that qualifies him as being what?
That says somebody's trying to make a change. That says somebody's trying to be
so,
inclusive.
But you do realize that every last one of our last few
And
presidents
to try to
have-
counter with
have
everything that-
placed
that-
those same type of judges in place. Some have put prosecutors in place as well. Black as well. Yes, we have.
45 didn't put no black judges in place. 45 didn't put no black judges in place. None.
I ain't deep in it, but I ain't think that.
He did not.
Yeah.
Whether he did or did not,
Wow.
is you
You would vote for DeSantis?
you know this you all's a good opinion. Because at the end of the day, just like you sitting here criticizing this issue, they sitting across the board doing the same thing, and no one's getting nothing done. I'm not worrying about whether or not what you're doing or what you're not doing. I put it to you just like this. If you got to wait for someone to teach you something that you're not learning your daggone self, don't be mad.
And we talking
Your
about
history-
We talking about kids, bro.
And guess what?
Wait.
And check this out. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
You
Hold
gonna
on.
say it's the kids' fault?
No, I'm not saying it's the kids.
That's what you just
So
said.
let me finish what I'm saying.
Stay in the mic, stay in the
You're
mic.
not learning those issues, that's parenting at home. There's so many things that need to be taught that we teach in school. And guess what? The only thing that you're getting is a partial of everything at school. School is only going to give you just enough.
Enough
Just
to make
enough
you
of what they
that
want you
interest
to
you to
hear,
go
not
and
the
get
That's
some
my
more.
very point. Enough of what you want to hear. So if you want to know even more so, and this digital age now, there's so many different ways you can learn these things. So many different ways.
So
But we
just,
keep putting-
we shouldn't even put kids in school no more.
No. What I'm saying
It
is
should
that
be the parents.
No, what I'm saying is
Period.
that you're relying on government to parent your kids
So
and teach
now
your
we're not-
kids.
we're not-
No, we don't want to- we don't want them to lie. We don't want to directly lie
So we
to
shouldn't
them
have.
either.
So
I'm
we
not saying
shouldn't.
that the direct lie
But
to
that's
them.
what they're. But he's teaching lies.
Well, we're
we
gonna
came
see-
over here for a better place.
Excuse me.
For a better place of a better
And
place.
all I'm saying
That's
is
a
that
lie.
Before you see what the outcome is, because we don't know what the outcome is going to actually be at the end. I'm not in favor.
how can it be
excuse me, I'm not
good?
in favor of what this one issue is. That's just one issue of
That's a
many.
major issue.
Okay, it's a major issue for you. Maybe a
Okay.
major issue for other people. That's not a major issue for me. My family, we know who we are. I just celebrated my 109th in a row family reunion. We know who we are. I don't need a book to tell me because my family teaches that issue. That's another thing that starts wrong.
So at the 110th reunion,
109.
no, listen, my question is, so at your 110th reunion, if somebody child at your family starts spitting out stuff that they learned in school and think that's the truth, will anybody have an issue with it?
Because we won't have it. You know why? Because we're teaching our kids at home as well.
No, that's not what I asked you though.
I just told you it wouldn't be an issue because we're teaching our kids at home.
So you say everybody doing the same?
No. My point is that everybody isn't doing the same, but you have the option to do what it is that you like to do. Because most of this stuff does start where? At your house. While we're sitting around here conversating about what they're going to be teaching, you just say they can be teaching something false or whatever the case may be, but we're still going to allow it to be taught. The first person that teaches a kid is the parent. So if you are concerned about what your child is or is not learning correctly, you have the opportunity to correct it as well.
More concerned with the fact of the ability to, what they've done historically is change laws that best suit them. And this is what they've done historically. We got to free the slaves? Okay, let's change the law that says they can be free, but they can be free. And, let's change the law so they can't vote. They can vote, but let's change the law so they can't vote if they did. You know what I mean? It's just like, and now like even with Fatty Willis, she wants to prosecute 45. Well, now we're gonna create a law that says we can remove her out because you know what I mean. It's just a continuation of things, and that's where the concern is. Yeah, you can teach at home, but if you have any concern of society, the future, of things that are being taught to others, you know what I mean?
So, I'm asking you because you think that law was created for Fannie Willis?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Right here in Georgia.
Because one of the things they talked about was also the district attorney down in Brunswick.
Mm-hmm. On the Black House County. Yeah.
They also talked about Sherry Boston and some of those rulers there. They also talked about the Clayton County district attorney. They also talked about They also talked about the district attorney up in
those things were based on
in Cherokee County.
Things that were caught. Those things were based on things that the governor could remove them for anyway. The governor could remove. The governor could did it anyway.
They created this review board because you can determine. For example, here, remember the complaint room?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a thing called the complaint room in Atlanta that they finally did away with because you can cherry pick your cases. You can determine what you want to indict, what you don't want to indict because you feel that you have the better opportunity to get the conviction. There are other cases that sit back in Fulton County that's years away from prosecution that you were dead docket. These are types of things that review board is supposed to be looking at. Right. It wasn't just for that one issue. It's just the one issue that everybody want to talk about right now. But this review board has been something that they talked about for multiple years. This governor, this goes all the way back to Governor Deal. Mm-hmm. They were talking about the same issue because some prosecutors were not adhering to state law. So just because it got passed now, it came up in 3 other sessions.
Key word, not adhering to state law, not using it as a tool. And that's the difference.
Hold on.
Now they want to use it as a tool because she hadn't broken any state laws.
Boss lady spoke, man. We got to take a break. We listen to this lady. You see what I'm saying? So we'll be right back, man. It's getting good. 3 minutes.
Well, I'll be going. So my point is that
I can't say that, bro.
He did for a couple of years and then he stopped.
He did one and done. He did one and done for his last 6 years.
Yeah, that's what I say. But he wound up stopping towards the end a little bit because
he
realized he got to build a program. That's how you.
All right, man. We back. Start my Carolina Duke Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's Scott.
All right, man. Listen. So my man got to roll out. He got some other things he got to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him close out.
Nice warm and soft. Go handle it.
Must be nice, boy. You could tell that you was asking cops, boy.
Hey, look here. For all those who don't like, I don't care. But it's been great.
Yeah.
I'll definitely come back. I'll definitely come
For
back.
sure. You
Everybody-
got, you want to
you
give
back.
something out? Do you do social media? You got anything you want people to follow you on? You know?
I don't need people in my business. I don't
Okay.
like folks like that. Don't like them like that.
Well, his tax brackets is straight, so he good.
Hey, look here. Good thing about doing what I do, I'll be camping this weekend while somebody's struggling somewhere else.
Damn.
Yeah, throwing
For
shots.
all y'all who don't like it,
Hey, man.
I'll be camping.
Throwing shots
Have fun.
at the working man out here. I ain't
Well, I
mad
do
at you.
work a little bit here and there. That's enough. That's enough.
Hey,
Don't be
man.
mad because I had a plan.
Appreciate you coming through, bro, for real.
All right.
No
Hey,
doubt.
look, I'd be happy to come back. Let me know if I can come back.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not allowed on this side of town no more.
Oh no, you come back. You come back for sure. We're gonna have you back when the election's about to get started. That's gonna be dope.
I would definitely be here.
It's
We'll
dope. That's
definitely
dope.
be here. And don't mess around and let me have a celebration at the same time, too, because I'm acting fool.
All right, then, Byron.
Yeah.
See you later, Byron.
You're damn right,
Byron.
Y'all have a great one. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, real quick.
Charlotte Crown, but it's okay.
Remember what party refused
to?
to, remember what party refused to vote on even put on the floor the hate bill was Mitch McConnell and Tim Scott and the Republican Party. The say with the stroke of a pen change eliminated black precincts, chose his own all-white Department of Education, got rid of the law that gave felons the right to vote. I want him to read here all these. He read some of them, but the Satan wants black people dead. Look how many black people who died during COVID. Kiki said, chilling on the, that was y'all shot right there. He just walked right past you. I say he walked right past you, but you want to call him?
Yeah, hold on.
Chill on the beach. Kiki said, chill on the beach in a city where a white man want them dead. These are the kind of black people that scare me. You sick thinking
Hey,
someone
shots here.
who just dispels
Come on, do a
hatred
shot with me.
is a
Come on,
better
do a shot with
person.
me.
Plus, he's too evil before you vote him in office.
Man, I should have brought up Vivek. What's his name?
Glenn said he been brainwashed. Any black person that voted for Florida governor is retarded.
I can't rock with the Florida gun.
Tim said, "Wow, these guys exist." Head scratch. Yeah, they really exist, Tim. We had to show it.
She said bye.
She got it. She just walked right there. She's right there.
School isn't for education; it's for indoctrination. Ben said he got a point on that one. Brandon said, out of 215 federal judges appointed by Trump, only 8 were black. Of the 53 appellate judges appointed by Trump, 0 were black. Millennial said, realistically, we have the power to cripple the system, but we continue to feed the system. They need us and it's supposed to serve the people, and somehow the people serve the government. No matter what party that's in power, control is the concept they both want. True. They need to work for us instead of us working for them.
He was sitting in.
Daggone. The white did not want to charge the murders of Arbor. She was in bed with
Number
the
one fan
murderers.
is on. Well, you got to skip ahead. She got
Lights
some
on
good.
that chair that he was sitting in.
Hello, people. This
That's
man will take us back. Any opposing view means nothing to him. You heard what he said about the appointed Biden judges. He lessened those. Tell your black friend black history was not taught in schools. There was only white history taught. Your people knew there were history, but who believed them? Sure, the white people but knew blacks built America. Well, y'all really typing up something. No matter, we just got the daggone thing again. And he really stirred up some conversation tonight, boy.
Yeah.
He know not. We not following him. He says he know he ain't following him. Ain't no fun. Number one, so he must think he's the only black person to make money. No, but that's that's how a lot of them think. That's why Buddy's still in jail. He forgot he was black. Don said y'all having too much fun. Yeah, Don, this has been something else tonight, man. And lights all the chair.
Oh, bro, that's one of the statements of the season.
Boy. All right. We ready to rock?
Ready?
All right. We on another history record making night. Cause we about to go into top 5, y'all, at 10:14. How about that?
Oh yeah, lighter.
Oh, in my hands, I bought the light. All right. I think we did something similar to this before, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm gonna run it. We're gonna go with the top 5 TV dads. We have top 5 TV dads of all time. Top 5 TV dads. Yeah, think about it. Top 5 TV dads.
Yeah, I'm ready. Number 5, Carl Winslow.
You'll skip one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Number 5, Carl Winslow, Family Matters. Number 4, Tim the Toolman Taylor. I love
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Home Improvement. Number 3, wasn't a dad, but he was a grandpa. Grandpa from the Boondocks. Robert Freeman. Okay. Free man. Okay. All right. Number 2, Uncle Phil. He wasn't a dad, but Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was Carlton's dad.
I'm about to say
okay.
he was somebody's dad.
Yeah, he was somebody's dad. Yeah. So Uncle Phil. And number 1, with much controversy, Mr.
Cosby.
Jello Pudding himself, Bill Cosby, man. Ain't nobody better than Bill. Ain't nobody better than Bill. And Bill grew me up and my daughter up. My daughter still love the Cosby Show to this day. We can watch it at any time, and we do.
I watched it earlier today.
I watched 2 episodes. I watched 2 episodes. 8 o'clock and 8:30. I look at it.
All right. We're going to start Flex Washington for one-on-one.
Nice, nice,
Good one.
Yeah, that's my guy. Huh?
nice. Because I was sure enough going to say flex, but
All right. Archie Bunker. I grew up on Archie. He wasn't a dad either, but
yeah, he was.
So here's the dad.
no. The next guy. The next guy.
Next guy. Okay.
Hang with Mr. Cooper. Mark Cooper.
Oh yeah, he was the uncle.
He was an uncle, but I'll take it. Bernie Mac. He wasn't a dad.
Oh yeah.
And my number 1, Andy Griffith. Hey, man. Andy was the coolest sheriff ever. He ain't had no pistol.
Kept, bro.
Kept the whole town in check.
Exactly.
Raised the son and dated. He didn't button his shirt all the way up to the top. He was just always in hands in his pocket like,
Boss lady, you ain't got no daddies.
What about you, Mike? You got something? Go.
I only got 3 right now. 3 that hadn't been well. I got Bill Cosby, Carl Winslow, James from Good Times.
Doggone right.
Period.
That's right. You're number 1.
You know it.
Fred's a good one. That's a good one too. Fred Sanford, definitely. Man. Say what? Yeah. I got one more. Let's see. TV dads. I know, but the dad's part is the. Let me see. What was the show that had the twins? They had the twin girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Saget. Yeah. Let's go with that.
All right. MJ, you ready?
No.
No.
Oh man. Let me go.
Come on, man.
I'll just go for the top. I go with Bill Cosby, because I think that show, never mind that lynching they did to him, and you can't go that far back, and they got all, because he was black in the 60s, in the 70s when you were supposed to do this, you would have got murdered if you was a black man raping white women. So that's my take on that. And two, it just wouldn't happen. Bernie Mac, of course, I think the stories and the way he played it all out, it's like he, and plus he showed a positive black role model, and it wasn't no shucking and jiving. Same thing with Bill Cosby. After that, I think James from Good Time, although I do crack on him sometimes because of the way they portrayed him sometimes in there, just the fact he was there and you could tell he loved his kids and he was hard and showed them his idea of what a man should be. So I respect that. I like Sanford and Son, Red Fox. I like the way, it showed the extended family and how he dealt with people. I think he was joking around, but he's a positive role model. I go back to Leave It to Beaver, Wally Cleaver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I go back, and that's my 5.
All right. Well, a lot of y'all took most of mine, so I went off the beaten path a little bit here. Michael Kyle. Yep, Michael Kyle. That's my bird. Hey, I still look at that show. Homer Simpson from The Simpsons. This flipping on this one, but it was on TV because it was on HBO. Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. Yeah, he was a gangster, but boy, his kids didn't ask for nothing. That's probably why they ended up a little messed up. Anthony Anderson, Blackish.
Stole one of mine.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That's the dad that I would have been. I would have been trying to keep up with the kids. Be honest with you. Yep. And I still had to go with my man for number 1, bruh. I ain't gonna take it from Angelo, so I'm going with my man, Fred Sanford and Son. You big dummy. No better words ever spoken.
All right, let me read some of these off first. Kiki said he annoyed her. Don got James Evans, Fred Sanford, George Jefferson, Bill Cosby, and Ward Cleaver. Number 1 got Bill Cosby, Carl Winslow, Bernie Mac, The Parenthood Dad, and The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Parenthood. Who was
Parenthood. Parenthood.
Robert Townsend.
Robert
That's what I thought
Townsend,
of
yeah.
Robert Townsend. Okay. Glenn got James, Good Times, Father Knows Best, Leave It to Beaver, Bill Cosby, Carl Winslow, and Uncle Phil. Unc said Bill Cosby did a great job. Separate the message from the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
On Orlando got Bill Cosby, Ward Cleaver, Damon Wayans, good one. Uncle Phil, Andy Griffin, Family Matters Dad, Carl Winslow.
Yeah,
And the father on Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Crews.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, my mom got Fred Sanford, Bill Cosby, Carl Winslow,
Okay.
George Jefferson, and James Evans. Glenn got the Rifleman. Threw that in there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, he was on point for decades. Well, I was waiting on you earlier, too. But number one stood in. Yeah, he came in late, I guess.
Man, oh, yeah. I was waiting
Waiting
on
on you to chime in on that one earlier. When number 1 said, where will you help clean up the clock of the black coochie grabber and the Satan supporter? Yeah, he lost me on the Satan thing.
Hey, dude.
He lost me on that one.
Yeah.
Kiki got Carl Winslow, Bill Cosby, Dad from Full House, James from Good Times, and Homer Simpson.
Homer, bro. Only man I know that could shave and then have a drink and his beard pop right back on.
Number one's honorable mentions Damon Wayans when he pushed Katie in the restaurant pool. That's daddy love. Don said y'all forgot about Fred Flintstone. Good one, Don.
Dude, I promise you,
Fred Flintstone.
Look,
how about that?
Had him right there.
Had him right there.
I got a comment here.
Yeah, no. We blow the smoke on this side.
That's what I was about to say. The smoke shit.
Yeah, I got that one too, Unc. Well, you said on the side note, Al Bundy, but that's one of mine.
Yeah. Look, right. Hey, had him right there, bro.
Yeah, he one of mine. All right.
Hold on, I got a comment here. My
Go
man
ahead.
Quentin. What up, Q? Still waiting for you to come to Atlanta on a Tuesday, brother. I want you to come through the show. Bring some of them good cigars you out there peddling around these United States
House
of
of
America. Q had Uncle Phil, Carl Winslow, Bill Cosby. I'm a little iffy on this one. Steve Harvey? I didn't know he was a dad.
Yeah, my wife and kids. Not wife, Me and the Boys. His first TV show was Me and the Boys.
Damon Wayans, and I guess his honorable mention is Said the Entertainer.
Okay.
Appreciate you tuning
That's
in,
on the
bro.
current show. Says Entertainment current show.
Yeah,
he
current
followed.
show, yeah.
That's
On
that's
the
a funny
neighborhood.
show.
Little House
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Prairie, Michael
Yeah,
Landon.
very funny show, bro. I like
funny
that show.
Right,
I like that show.
It's ridiculous on that show.
Yeah.
That's everybody. That's all your comments.
Yeah.
All right. I know I'm gonna have to try to find some that nobody named because y'all named by all of mine. So the only one that didn't get named was Howard Cunningham.
Yeah.
Howard Cunningham from Happy Days.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think y'all named all mine. I had Al Bundy. I got Andre from Blackish. I had Fred Sanford, George Jefferson,
Okay.
and you know my number one. Come on, man. James. Good times.
Unc said Al Bundy for president. I'm
Al
with
Bundy
you.
for president.
Al
yeah.
Bundy was my guy, bro. The Waltons.
Walton's dad. Actually, he was pretty good. That episode with Todd Bridges.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot about him.
Oh yeah.
The dad from Different Strokes.
Different Strokes. Yeah. He was
Mr.
good.
What was his name? Mr.
Dang.
It's crazy. Can't think of his name. But yeah. Arnold and Willis's
I
dad.
see it too. Yeah.
Those guys now.
Adoptive dad, but he was still the dad.
Hey man, he took in 2 black kids.
Yeah, he did.
Mr. Drummond.
Mr. Drummond.
There you
There
go,
you go.
Mr. Drummond.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
All right, that's a good 5. That's a good top 5 there.
Yep.
Hey, Quentin, no problem, bro. We'll connect for sure, man. We got to do that. All right, man. Great show. Yeah. I mean, I'm still lost on the DeSantis thing, but I just had to lean back from the mic. I could that one threw me. But great show, man. We, you know, if you didn't know about Black Republicans, now you do. He said there's a whole lot of them out there. Whole lot of them.
20% voted last time.
You know.
You know what I hate that they didn't ask him about? The niggas for Trump.
Ooh, for sure.
hate
We
that they
did
asked
forget
about
to
that.
ask him about that. Did forget to ask him about that. Ask him, Cop.
I sure would like to get his comment
Okay,
on that, John.
What you got, bro?
I want to address some of the comments, but I just do it in one lump. What I wanted to do and bring my cousin on was basically letting people see a different view on why the Democratic Party is losing some people. It hasn't lost me, but I'm gonna make them earn my vote. I think that start looking strongly at independents, cross-party voting in some instances, but DeSantis, I can't rock with him. DeSantis is a piece of shit. I've said that before on the show. He doesn't want to recognize African American anything, but I want to make the Democratic Party earn our vote. Make them talk on inner city schools. Trump was the only president, I don't know how many years, that hit on Chicago, what's happening in Chicago. He didn't do shit about it. Absolutely didn't do shit about it. But I want us as a people to start just holding their feet to the fire. You had a show that I loved, The Breakfast Club, had two black and an Indian Republican Party potential nominee come on the show, and instead of asking questions like, what are you going to do about inner city violence? What are you going to do about on the war on crime? What are you going to do about the disproportionate number of African Americans that are arrested? Make suggestions like, how about making body cams mandatory and some of the billions of dollars that was spent on the Ukrainian war? Maybe say, hey, the federal government's going to absorb the cost of cataloging body cams, which is why a lot of departments don't have them. If your department doesn't have body cams, ask why. These are the type of things I would like to see asked when you get an opportunity to talk to a Republican candidate instead of asking buffoon or infected questions. You know, some of the questions they ask like, well, why this, why that, well, why that? No, come on, dude. Ask questions that are going to affect us as a people. That's all I got.
Number one said, so Republicans have to earn our vote, and that's a great statement because I think that has to go both ways as well. Everybody should earn your vote. The one thing I do dislike with the voting system now is how they make you choose Republican or Democrat in the polls. So when he says you don't vote across the board, really you do because they kind of force it. Which, you know, because every Democrat ain't, you know, hey, listen, the politics just suck in general. You know what I mean? And it's all a money grab, no matter what the case. But there are certain things I think that party does that's just pure evil. And the Satan, Arkansas, you know, even the idiot we got here, they just continue to show. I'm disappointed in the Democratic Party a lot of times because of they try this don't sling mud thing and
they're silence.
Or they're silent, and it makes them look very, very weak, and that's the part I definitely dislike. But and I think certain things that can be voted on. All the things you said, ask the party to do. The Republican Party can do those exact same things, but it's like we don't force that. We want to say, well, the Democrats, why don't you, body cam do it? But why don't we make them, the Republican Party, do that? We don't hold both of them to the same standard, and I think that's what we fail at. But because there's problems all over the place. But it's good to get it out. It's good to have somebody be bold enough to come on here, and he knew he was gonna take some flack, and that was cool. Person gonna have their opinions, but and we have to learn to respect everybody's opinions in some shape, form, or fashion, as long as it doesn't get disrespectful, what have you. But to say you vote for Satan in any shape, form, or fashion, you lost me.
I think that was an attempt at a joke that fell flat.
Yeah. You lost
Bond's a good dude. That ain't the way he thinks.
I promise you, I was thinking about asking. I was like, man, he gonna say yes. And I said, no, I ain't gonna ask him. But then as it kept going, I had to do it.
And you're right, number one, there's not enough independence to carry it. There's not enough power behind it. But one thing I want to shout out real quick, my closing remarks is, I wanted to shout out, we mentioned earlier, briefly, Sha'Carri Richardson. Congratulations. Gold in 100. Anchored the 4x1. Silver, I think bronze in the 200. But her comeback has been incredible.
Dope.
She hadn't been as, for lack of better words, cocky or arrogant in most of the interviews. So I applaud her redemption, and I hope it continues. Because I've been watching that girl since she was sophomore in high school. Because she's been all that her whole life, man. So I was really happy to see that. And then I want to shout out the queen of gymnastics.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Simone.
Simone
Biles,
boy.
man, you are officially the queen. There's no
Period.
there's no more ifs, ands, or buts.
Period.
You are the GOAT in gymnastics. I mean, you know, her 8th world championship, man. Congratulations to those phenomenal women. And that's all I got, brother.
All right. Real quick, Quentin said inner city crime is a problem everywhere. As a man from Chicago, hell, I'm more afraid walking downtown Atlanta than I am
I
Chicago.
call bullshit on that one, dude. Chicago. I got relatives in Chicago, dude. I'm not comfortable with a gun.
Hey, listen, man, I ain't got much, but I do have to say this, man. Happy birthday to the man, Michael Jackson. I've been listening to MJ all day, bro. All day. Of course, my man did a 9-hour mix, nothing but Michael Jackson from start to finish. It was dope. You know, happy
How many
birthday.
people you do a 9-hour mix on?
Bro.
Not many.
And hey, there was still a couple that I didn't hear. I'm serious. He went at it, man. So, you know, happy birthday to the king. And we're gonna get on up out of here, man. We'll see you guys next week. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
And we out. You dig?
I know, right?
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.